I'm not gonna indulge in arguments and fuss with you. Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. I know y'all stand in the moment. I'm not gonna argue with you. Thinking about like on the premise of, like I don't like wasting energy, and I did enough of that in the past already. Like, and realizing too, you learn from experience. Like I done saw myself like, argue with people where I was right, turned out to be right. So it's like, did it really matter if you won that conversation? If you knew you was ultimately right, and or you knew you was gonna ultimately be right in the long run. Kind of like with me making these videos now, a lot of this knowledge and stuff, people still looking at me like I'm crazy. People still looking at me like I got misinformation or like, in which in some cases, oh yeah, I know I'm jumping, I'm being a nudist Buddhist, and like my brethren say, like when you're trying to start a business, you don't want to be a nudist Buddhist. You want to be somebody that's just too out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, you either be a Buddhist or a nudist, but not both together, you know. But I know my ideas are, out there sometimes where, it may be people like, oh, no, that just can't be real. But, I come to realize no matter if I make a person believe it in that conversation or not, some of the things I know will happen and turn into the truth always comes to the light. So that's another reason why I just find it as a waste of energy to like getting these ping pong energy matches, where y'all playing ping pong ball with energy, back and forth, you know what I'm saying? In cases where, I know for me, like where I just know I'm kind of in the right place with the knowledge, because at the same time, I don't like to just sit here and be like, oh yeah, I'm always right and I'm always telling the truth. Oh yeah, I know that I could be like, and then too, I mostly don't open my mouth if I'm wrong, but I know I could have ideas about things where, oh yeah, that may not be all the way right, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not sitting there like, oh yeah, this is the end all be all with my information. But just from just being a knowledgeable person in some cases, and just just having that intuitive knowledge of knowing about things and watching things happen. Some cases I do be, on the right side of the argument. And will it make a difference if that person, doesn't want to retain my information, you know what I'm saying? If they don't want to understand and be open to what I'm saying, then they're not going to be open and understand what I'm saying, So that's why I find it, kind of a waste of energy to try to make people see your point of views or to make people see the truth about things, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like a person gonna believe what they want. I look at myself at one time, like certain information from certain people, it was like, no, I'm just not gonna take that information from you. I just can't believe that, you know what I'm saying? So I understand, how a person could just see me talk about these chakras and how shungite keep electron and be like, nah, man, that's some bullshit, or this and that. Them people wasn't using that, or where that shit come from, why I got that vibrating in it. I don't deal with that. Matter of fact, brings me to another point about the situation. That's why I have my YouTube channel and my Instagram. Like I post like basically my feelings and thoughts on Instagram and on my YouTube channel so that I don't have to, I don't do it for that sole reason, but it is there to eliminate. It also helps to eliminate me having to have these back and forth arguments in public and things of this nature, man. You could just go watch my YouTube channel and watch me explain this, and understand it from there. That way you could fully understand it, because matter of fact, because you're watching a YouTube video, you're not going to be able to cut me off midway in my conversation and things of these days. That's another thing I don't like about going back and forth with people. You can't express your full ideas, because matter of fact, and that's normally when you're dealing with an untruthful nature, argument where somebody know you're right, so they just trying to hurry up and stop you from fully making your points, because they're trying to turn it into an argument game. And, as a matter of fact, like I said, I used to be all with that all the time. I used to, dealing with sports and all that, I used to always be, oh yeah, man, this and that, and try to prove points. So I realized, Corey, all right, you did all that, and that person's still not gonna see that Allen Iverson is pound for pound one of the best scorers. You know what I'm saying? And look, I threw a little egotistical one in there, but I'm just, But for example, you know what I'm saying? That's how the type of things, you would talk about, but you can't make people, see some things, It's just, like I say, I used to be the same way in some cases. But, as a matter of fact, I guess that's why, too, sometimes, like, if I don't watch it, I get pulled in by that energy because it's reminiscent of myself, in the way I used to be with all that back and forth, trying to prove a point, trying to be right, and in back and forth arguments and stuff like that. I realized, like, all right, you won, and what your trophy? Do you get a trophy for it? Like, it doesn't matter, so why waste your energy trying to prove certain things to people, Now, granted that if I'm real cool with y'all, just really like feel that genuine vibe from me, man, I'm gonna try to steer you in the right way if you may say some wrong stuff around me. But for the most part, like if you say some stuff like, oh yeah, I'm voting for Hillary, I think Trump gonna make a change, I think this and that, more power to you if you think that you really have a choice with those presidents and all that foolishness. I'm not, like, it's just some subjects I can't get into because it's just too far gone. Also, like, I'm so, into the knowledge on a level where I can't even, like I said, it's hard for me to even talk to people in general. So that's why, another reason why it's like, it don't even pay, they got to at least get to somewhere where the information, kind of, where they could at least understand that, all right, this a hoax with the say, for instance, for example, like dealing with politics and stuff like that. Like they got at least know a little bit of how the America been pulling fuckery and all that to even indulge in that conversation. But if they that lost to really think like they still have, when they vote and these presidents and all this, and they still think, oh yeah, it's my choice, and yeah, if they still in that still mind and they don't even pay to hop in that argument. Same thing kind of like with people who still feel like they need pharmaceuticals and things of this nature. I can't help that person in no discussion. My information is useless to them people. I could tell them about Dr. Sebbit 10 million times, and I could tell them that he be the entity that they always would probably rely on for truth. He beat the FDA and the Supreme Court and all this, you know what I'm saying? You tell a person that and they still, and matter of fact, and that's what make me fall back when I see that, some people just can't accept a good teaching. And like I say, when I'm not ranting or talking about these people, I'm talking about, just speaking truthfully on it. Because guess what? I'm going to say again in the video, I used to be just like that. I used to be stubborn about the information that I would take in. I remember one time I didn't even believe in God, just to put it in perspective, on where I was at, As a matter of fact, since I was so much of an extremist on things, maybe that's why, I'm so like the way I am now, because I was all the way in the wrong direction at one part of my life. So now I could see that, all right, if that didn't bring nothing, so for sure it would be more sane to live, meditating and more healthy and things of this nature. But to not get off a subject, I don't argue about things. I don't have closed-minded conversations. I don't discuss opinionated subjects like what you think. I mean, nah, I'd rather let's talk on some knowledge stuff and discuss, well, hey, the Sphinx got erosion on it from 13,000 years ago, and that's older than the Quran and the Bible. Let's talk about factual things. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of stuff I like to be on. But I don't like to indulge in all that back and forth. Like I said, I got my YouTube channel. You could go watch my YouTube channel and see my ideas and how I feel on certain subjects. Because just like with the Alton Sterling situation, I'm about to be done discussing that in public, basically. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm done. Like, I discuss it with some open-minded people, you know what I'm saying, that's going to really understand the situation, of both sides. And really open-minded. Not fake open-minded, real open-minded. There's a difference. I discuss it with open-minded people, but for the most part, you could just go look at my Alton Sterling video to see, or look at different other videos that explain situations leading up to where we at now, you know what I'm saying, if you want to see how I feel on the situation. But I'm not about to bring it up and be going back and forth with you, nah. Just check out the YouTube video, and then you could sit. Matter of fact, you could stop me. You could pause me. You could do whatever. You know what I'm saying? You could throw your TV down. Whatever floats your boat. But matter of fact, that way, look, our energy, I don't lose energy, Hopefully you don't lose energy, Get mad at watching my YouTube video if you disagree or whatever the case may be. But for the most part, if somebody angrily disagrees with anything that I have to say, it's kind of like, it almost points you out to be on a side of things that may not be a righteous place, you know what I'm saying? Because I only speak out on things, like, how can I say, when I speak on things, it's always truthful. So the only things that could, rub somebody the wrong way is the truth, you know what I'm saying? I'm never just saying some lying, just unbelievable things about somebody or anything of that nature. I'm always speaking truthful things, and sometimes truthful things. Matter of fact, how the little saying go, you take a little stone, you throw it in a pack of dogs, the one that start howling, that's the one that the stone hit. The stone is like the truth. And when you just say a true statement, like dog gonna start howling and barking back, like, you hit me. Why you hit me? With that true statement, basically. It's what's being said, and what's the personification of that statement. But peace, double peace. Now is to vibrate. You know what I'm saying? Staying in the moment. The power of now. Matter of fact, y'all need to read that book by Eckhart Tolle. But right now, not too far in the past, not too far in the future. Right now. Peace again.